Indeed, we knew. Why? Because XRV tweeted on September 26, 8:31 p.m. XRP a nasty pump is coming soon, and we called it first. Why? Because they're about to moon it. The bullish divergences everywhere. That was near the bottom. Okay, either at this period or down there, guys. I think around here. So I wouldn't really call this a nasty pump, even though it is a good amount, right? That we did go up, guys. So far, look at us, just flying. Now I think October, it's about to turn into Uptober. Okay, let me tell you guys what I think will happen relatively soon. What I call a nasty pump would be if XRP was literally at $3.30 above. That's what I will call a nasty pump. So I don't think we have even seen that yet. I think soon we will, right before the ETFs activate. But then I think that will be a short-term top. But let me explain what's really going on, or what I think will happen. Okay, so Uptober is around the corner from Coinbiro. Will XRP rally this October? XRP has finished red in 7 of the last 12 Octobers with an average drop of minus 4.58%. But with ETF approvals looming, bulls say this time could be different, and I think it is. You know why? Because all these years, all the other years that XRP didn't pump were probably bear market years. Okay? So let me explain what's going on. Now, ETFs are launching relatively soon, such as Canary Capital Spot XRP ETF decision due October 23rd, Bitwise Spot XRP ETF decision due October 20th, 21 Shares Core Spot XRP Trust ETF decision due October 19th, Grayscale Spot XRP Trust decision due on October 18th. And here are all the other dates, and then one we have for November 14th. Okay, October 25th. So why? Why are we going to pump? I believe in the month of October, just because of the ETFs, and for them to lure as many people back into the market, okay, because of this news, right? They'll dump it due to what they did with Bitcoin when they were all launched, is my opinion here, okay? But this is end of October, and it's so weird because that's when the Bank of Japan meeting happens, October 30th, I believe. All of this gets launched. All these ETFs right here, okay, gets launched before the Bank of Japan meeting, by the way. This is the one outlier, but what's going to happen, I believe, is they're going to pump it, okay? So I think something like this may be coming. Okay, down here there are a lot of bull diffs. But now, are there any bear diffs forming? Let's see. Yep, there is. You guys see this 4 hour below this area? R size higher. That's a 4 hourly bear div. 12 hour, same thing, right? We need to go above this region, guys, about like 290s. Okay, if we could, that's going to be very bullish, but we'll see what happens then. If not, I believe there will be bearish divergences forming, and this thing is going to tumble down once more, right, to 260, hold, and literally just fly to previous all-time highs. That's going to be the main concern that I have. When we're up here, we need to basically devour the previous all-time highs and keep flying. If we don't, that's going to mark the top, okay? For a short-term top, probably until QE begins, which is, I think QE begins like March maybe, right, of 2026, and that's when the crazy prints happen. So it's not going to be too off, guys. So that's what I believe will happen, right? Yes. So let's talk about October. Now, not only are ETFs looming, right, but the charts are bullish as well. I think it's going to be in the month of October. Again, if they do dump it one more time to 260, don't fret. I think they're going to pump it back up. Just because of extra bullish divergences, then it will be formed at those lows, by the way. Okay, so in the month of October, we've seen red, neutral, red. Okay, there's a pattern here, guys. Last year it was 2024 October red. Okay, you guys notice how November was green, December was green. Again, Q4 seems to be bullish, doesn't it, guys? Right? My only concern towards the later end of this year is that the ETFs are most likely you buy the rumor and then you buy the news as well. But with Bitcoin, they dumped it. Initially, they initially dumped it and then made it fly off. Okay, so that's the only concern. November, December usually are extremely bullish, guys. Look at this, 800%, right? 300%. That was last year, 200%. Okay, 130%. 150%, 50%, right? So November and December are quite bullish, or they could be relatively bearish as well, guys, right? I think October will be extremely bullish though. It is just my thought, right? Just because of all the beautiful news coming out and about, guys. Okay, so let us prepare. We need to go above certain levels, right, for the main bull to be activated. So the main theory here is XRP will come back down one more time like this, okay, to 260. Hold this area as support because there was previous resistance right there. Turn it into supports like this, and then go to the previous all-time highs, right? At this area, can we defeat this level or not? We need to basically defeat this box right here. Okay, if we can, the all-time highs will be coming up very quickly, right? If we can't, it's going to be a short-term top, go back probably to maybe like $2, right? If not lower, to be fair. But at that point, we'll know what's really going on, right? If we get rejected or not, it's quite simple. And if we're below the 5-day moving average on the USDC dominance chart, right? So let's say when XRP is up here, okay, later in October, we're going to look at this chart on the 5-day, which is the tether chart. Is tether below USDT below this yellow moving average? If we are, it's going to be flying to new all-time highs. If we're not, it's probably XRP will probably die. So it's quite simple on what's going to happen here. Now, Dave Portnoy bought 1 million XRP on Kraken as well, right? There's a lot of whales buying. Do they know something's brewing?
Crypto, it's on Kraken. My crypto, it's on Kraken. My XRP, it's on Kraken. I'm part of the XRP army. XRP's back down to $2.24. I have an announcement I'm going to make, and I'm going to stay on here until I make the announcement.
A few minutes later,
I just bought another 1 million of XRP.
So I don't know where he bought this, guys. If he bought back, I don't know what's going on with him because he's flopping, he's flip-flopping, he's flip-flopping so much like a fish, guys. So I'm not quite sure, but if we're not sure about him, we're definitely sure about this person who just bought on Kraken. A massive crypto whale has scooped up 17.5 million XRP, a staggering $50 million purchase. What? Oh my lord, guys, that's ridiculous, right? Ridiculous. I wish. Wow. So whales are buying, right? So whales are buying, but why? Now, charting, guys, says it's because there's a pump incoming, and we're talking about the main pump, right? There's a certain asset leading XRP by a month, and it has called every single major pivot this year. It had a crazy pop on the 19th, and this aligns exactly with 10/18/25, the day the XRP spot ETFs get approved. Here's a 29-day offset, right? So he's saying we're either going to mark the bottom here or mark the major pump or a top as well, right? Look at this. So are we going to front run this, right? Which I think we will. I think XRP will front run the ETFs, right? And then everyone will get so bullish, they'll dump the ETFs as well too, to make the institutions buy XRP on literally the cheapest price they can. Then they'll make it fly off. Okay, it is my opinion for now. But this chart is quite fascinating, guys. He says that we're gonna pump to $4.20. That could be correct too in the month of October. If they wanna front run the ETFs, that's very possible, right? And it's gonna be a solo type of pump, guys. It's not gonna be with every other coin, I don't think. Okay, I think it's gonna be solo if they did that. If XRP went to 420, I think that's solo. If it went to previous all-time highs, I think that's still solo, right? A decoupling pump. If it goes to like 330, I think that's coupled with every other coin. Okay, so these charts are showing that XRP will pump, guys. I don't know. I do feel like it will pump, right? That's what I'm calling for. October is going to be Uptober. I don't know how high we'll go. I think minimum to like 330, right? Because plus there's a lot of liquidity up there too, right? We held the line here for XRP versus US oil, guys. Okay, so all these charts are looking that was XRP USD. This is XRP versus US oil. Held the line, okay? But again, on the USD pairing as well as held the line, right? So all these charts are looking bullish for now. such as this chart, this looks like a consolidation between an uptrend begins, right? So that's what I'm calling for, guys, a bullish October. But first, before we get too hyped, there's a Bitcoin CME gap unfilled, which is back at the lows. Here's what I actually think will happen. What did I say? Probably Bitcoin's going to come back down, take this all, right, back down to even all this liquidity, all the way down. Bullish divergence is formed. They're gonna pump it back to previous all-time highs. Okay, that's when it gets tricky, in my opinion. Not yet. I don't think it gets tricky yet. I think it's quite simple, right? Even though we called this pump, by the way, right? We literally called all this pump, this whole area, we called it, right? I don't know about this area, but otherwise, I think we're bullish. At least I'm bullish. I think we will go back to 260 though. One more time. If we don't, I guess they're gonna make it fly off. But I do feel like they will somehow. Maybe there's a small black swan event around the corner, and then they're gonna make a fly off to 3 something, and then from then we'll figure out what happens at that point. Again, from the 5-day, if we're above it, if we're below, whatnot, right? And if we don't create new all-time highs, then we're gonna go back to 2, right? So it's quite simple. I think this is a financial advice. All you have to do is hold on for dear life, right? Don't get too emotional here. But it's Sophie's Mazes. See ya. Please like this video. Thank you.